On the night of 15th April 2019, the world watched in shock as the iconic Notre Dame Cathedral in Paris went up in flames. The spire, which had stood for over 850 years, collapsed, and the world held its breath as the heart of France seemed to be burning. But as the fire raged and the smoke billowed into the Parisian skyline, a question began to emerge from the ashes: was this devastating blaze truly an accident, a mere result of ongoing renovations? Or was it something far more sinister, a deliberate act of insurance fraud, or even a symbolic attack aimed at the heart of Western civilization? In this exploration, we dive deep into the circumstances surrounding the Notre Dame fire, analyzing the possibility that it wasn't just an accident but a strategically timed event with financial, cultural, and ideological implications. Could there be hidden motives behind the destruction of one of the most famous landmarks in the world? Was it a carefully orchestrated move to open doors to massive insurance payouts and global donations? Or perhaps a symbolic strike aimed at weakening a cherished cultural and religious icon? Join us as we uncover the layers of mystery surrounding the Notre Dame fire and ask the question: was it truly a tragedy of fate, or a calculated act with far-reaching consequences? 1. Uncovering the cause: accidental blaze, insurance motive, or coordinated sabotage. The official narrative surrounding the Notre Dame fire, which broke out on 15 April 2019, attributes the cause to an accidental electrical short circuit or a mishap related to the ongoing renovations. French investigators concluded that no foul play was involved. However, many skeptics argue that this explanation may be overly simplistic or even a cover-up. Given the extensive restoration project underway at the time, one estimated to cost hundreds of millions of euros. Some theorists propose that the fire may have served as a convenient trigger for an insurance payout or international fundraising effort. This line of thinking draws attention to the billions pledged for reconstruction almost immediately after the blaze, raising eyebrows over whether financial motivations could have played a role. Moreover, others question the plausibility of such a fire consuming centuries-old oak timbers so rapidly without some form of accelerant or deliberate sabotage. Security footage gaps, delayed alarms, and the sheer intensity of the fire add to the suspicion. The incident's timing, at a moment when France was already grappling with social unrest, example the Yellow Vests protests, and ideological division, makes some wonder if the cathedral was symbolically targeted to stir emotional and nationalistic responses, or to distract the public from larger issues. In exploring this topic, it becomes critical to analyze not just the fire itself but the political, financial, and cultural circumstances surrounding it. What was at stake? Who stood to gain? And why was such an iconic symbol left vulnerable in the first place? 2. The symbolism of Notre Dame, targeting a cultural and religious icon. Notre Dame de Paris is more than just a historic building. It is a towering emblem of French identity, Catholic heritage, and Western civilization. For over 850 years, the cathedral has withstood wars, revolutions, and modern pressures. Its Gothic architecture, religious significance, and place in literature, thanks to Victor Hugo's The Hunchback of Notre Dame, make it a cultural touchstone not only for France but for the entire world. Because of this deep symbolic power, the idea that the fire was a deliberate act designed to strike at the heart of Western tradition is not easily dismissed by those exploring alternative theories. Extremist groups, whether political, religious, or ideological, have historically targeted symbols rather than individuals to send broader messages. If Notre Dame were intentionally attacked, it wouldn't just be an act of arson, it would be an act of symbolic warfare aimed at demoralizing the public or challenging Western values. Additionally, the fire occurred during a period when European identity was being questioned more intensely than ever, with rising nationalism, anti-globalization sentiments, and religious tensions. Some theorists point to the fire as a possible message to the Catholic Church, the French Republic, or even to the broader West, an assault not on people, but on the idea of continuity, tradition, and sacred heritage. In this light, the destruction of Notre Dame becomes less about physical damage and more about psychological impact. The image of the burning spire, broadcast globally, evoked a shared sense of loss and vulnerability. Whether or not a coordinated attack occurred, the fire served, intentionally or not, as a symbolic wound to the collective cultural memory of the Western world. If you like this video, please give us a like or dislike, leave a comment behind, and don't forget to subscribe. 3. Follow the money, rebuilding funds, insurance payouts, and hidden interests. In the immediate aftermath of the fire, billions of euros in donations flooded in from billionaires, corporations, and citizens around the world. While the outpouring of support was framed as a gesture of solidarity and reverence, it also raised legitimate questions about who benefits and why. The pledges, many of which came from powerful elites and multinational entities, sparked debates not only about inequality but about the potential for opportunism hidden beneath altruism. For some, the fire appears to have created a perfect storm for profit and influence. The cathedral, in poor condition before the blaze, suddenly had access to funds well beyond what it previously could secure. This has fueled speculation that certain parties may have had an interest in seeing the building damaged, not necessarily to destroy it, but to unlock resources or reposition control over its reconstruction. There's also the matter of insurance. Though Notre Dame itself was owned by the French state and not privately insured, contractors and suppliers involved in the renovation carried private insurance policies. If negligence were ever officially admitted, liability and large settlements could come into play. Some theorists argue that the ambiguity of the fire's origin helps to protect financial interests while opening doors for profit-making behind the scenes. Additionally, the reconstruction process, controlled by powerful public and private actors, became a battleground for competing visions of what Notre Dame should represent going forward. Modernists proposed contemporary redesigns, while traditionalists demanded strict historical accuracy. In either case, those controlling the rebuild stood to shape not only the cathedral's future but their own legacy, influence, and profit. Thus, when following the money trail, the fire reveals more than ash and rubble. It exposes a web of potential interests, financial maneuvering, and reputational stakes that may have played a more central role than the public was ever told. As we've seen, the Notre Dame fire raises more questions than answers. Was it truly an accidental blaze sparked by faulty electrical work, or was there a deeper, more calculated reason behind the destruction of this cultural and religious icon? While the official investigation closed the case, the lingering uncertainties suggest that the truth might not be as straightforward as we are led to believe. The fire's timing, the massive financial outpouring for its reconstruction, and the symbolism of Notre Dame as a beacon of Western heritage all point to a story that could be far more complex than a simple tragedy. Whether driven by insurance motives, ideological attacks, or financial interests, the aftermath of this disaster has revealed the intersection of culture, politics, and money, where what we see on the surface might only be a small part of the larger, hidden narrative. In the end, Notre Dame's revival may not just be about restoring a monument, it may also be about reconstructing the story of what really happened that fateful night. As the cathedral rises from the ashes, perhaps we, too, are left to rebuild our understanding of this monumental event. But as we continue to reflect on the fire, one thing remains clear: the question of why it happened will likely continue to burn long after the flames have been extinguished.